After heating and recharging the batteries, we reached the Timna Valley. The Timna Valley is located in southern Israel, approximately 30 kilometers north of Eilat and the Gulf of Aqaba. The tranquil fields of Timna belies the hectic geological activity that occurred here over millions of years ago. Timna Valley is the result of intensive erosive and depositing processes that began over 20 million years ago. With the creation of the Syrian-African Reef that runs from the Sea of Galilee through the Arava all the way to Lake Victoria, ancient rock deposits were exposed which were rich with minerals such as iron, magnesium, and copper. We reached the ancient copper mines, dating back over 6,000 years. At first, the inhabitants collected bits of copper from the ground, but eventually the technology for producing copper progressed and thousands of mining shafts were dug in the region. Copper was the earliest metal ever used by humans. In fact, for thousands of years it was the only one people knew how to use. The beginning of the use of copper was considered to be one of the most important steps in the development of history. It's amazing to think that all these things happened right where we're standing, right here in the middle of the desert. Standing in front of a hill that looks like a corkscrew. It got its name from the natural stone step that it diagonally ascended, making it look like a corkscrew. And you can see a wonderful example of the sculpturing skills of the forces of nature. The shape of the stone was created by water and wind erosion along with earth movement in a slow process that lasted thousands if not millions of years. The various colors of the rocks are indication of the various materials found in the stone. The mushroom-like formation and the corkscrew that we saw before are common to the desert environment. In the case of the mushroom, there are two levels of stone with different levels of durability. The lower level is relatively softer and thus it erodes quickly, while the upper level is harder and therefore a larger portion of it remains. This site was the location of a copper-producing camp in the 14th and 12th century BC. During this period, the Egyptians were very active in Timna. The path ahead leads to stone arches that look like windows in the rock, a fascinating geological phenomenon. And behind them there are two additional sites from various periods of time. Well, two additional sites, we're not going to stand behind and not look at them, so the gang went out to explore. In the northern cliffs, there were a series of engravings discovered. They are one of Timna's surprise archaeological discoveries and represent an additional aspect of the ancient Egyptians' activity in the area. The drawings were found in two separate spots. The technique that was used to make them is known from early Egyptian rock drawings. On the way to the lake, you pass King Solomon's pillars. They were first discovered by the American archaeologist Nelson Glick, because he was certain that a greater part of the mining was taking place at the 10th century BC. That's the time of King Solomon. However, during the course of later archaeological research by Bruno Ruttenberg, no such proof was ever found. Even though it was hot, we had lots of fun at Timna Park. It's a place that you can learn an awful lot. Now we're on the way to Eilat, and over there I don't have to talk that much, so I'm going to let you just enjoy it.